Hi guys, welcome to ValZenDen. My name is Valerie. Today we're going to be talking about the beautiful light lacquer in my Elements collection. I love anything that has to do with elements and zodiac and stuff like that, so I'm super excited to get into this collection. Yes, I know this video is pretty late, but if you guys didn't know, I am in the process of putting out all of the previous light lacquer collections that I have not posted yet, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. And please don't forget to subscribe. I am so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe the journey that I've been on, but if you guys would please consider subscribing, it would mean the world to me. Like always, I will be posting my comparisons, my swatches. I will be doing bottle comparisons as well, and at the very end I'm going to be doing a ranking video, which it is always difficult for me. I don't know why I put myself through this, but if you guys are interested in that, just keep watching. Before we get into the polishes though, we did get a cute little nail charms. They are so cute. I always love the packaging. It's one of my favorite things to look at. Definitely adds to the experience of everything, so I definitely love that. And this one kind of took me by surprise because it's nothing that I've ever seen before from Light Lacquer, or even ever. I will post the picture from their website, but it literally looks like little golden nuggets and like copper nuggets and just little gems and crystals, and I think there's like some pearly ones too. It is so pretty. Anybody who loves their crystals, their rocks, their gemstones, I feel like this is such a cool, unique nail charm, so I love it. I had to obviously show you guys before. Okay, now moving on to the quad. This is in my Elements quad. Honestly, one of my favorite packaging. I love how you just see all of the elements there, and then in the back as well. I just think it is so beautiful, so pretty. And then there you see it too, and then on the sides, oh, so these are magnetic. I don't usually wear magnetics, but if you do like that stuff, you can definitely grab the little magnet and just, you know, place it under or over the nail. I am so bad at that, so please forgive me. I did post a video on all my social media platforms, and I was just trying to attempt to make it, you know, look pretty. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff, so if you guys gave it a like, thank you guys so much. Also, if you guys didn't know, I do post my first reaction videos when I open the packages that I get from Light Lacquer. So if you guys are interested in that, I post them on TikTok, on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere that you guys can find me. It's a little fun thing we do together here, so I love doing the openings with you guys. Okay, you know what? Let's just go right ahead and get started. The first one from the collection is Drink More Water. And yes, people, please drink more water. I know I need to. Drink More Water is described as a midnight blue nail polish with a fine silvery blue shimmer and a magnetic finish. So they're all gonna say "and a magnetic finish" at the end. I was honestly so shocked to see this collection just because it was an elemental theme, but I love the idea of having them all shimmery and metallic. I think it is so cool. You guys obviously do not have to use the magnet on it. I don't, I just wear it normally. That's how I'm gonna show you guys the comparisons. Okay, if you're seeing the comparisons, the first one that I compared it to is Bedtime Bear. I don't know why, it just reminded me so much of it. It has like that paleness to it, that lightness to it. Obviously, the majority of these comparisons, they're not going to be similar in the finish department because most of them are not like the metallic, shimmery, magnetic finish. The next one on my thumb is We Were on a Break. It also gave me that same type of pale, light kind of blue, but We Were on the Break is more of like a gray tone, like a dusty kind of blue, so it's very different. The next one that I compared it to is Easy as Pie. This one is a lot lighter than Drink More Water, but I just wanted to add it here because it is a very light blue, but is a lot more pale than Drink More Water. The last one for this slide is Send Noodles, which I think is discontinued, and I cannot believe it's discontinued. You need to have it if you don't have Send Noodles. It is one of my favorite blues ever. Anyways, I also wanted to add it here just because it is like a bluey kind of magical color, but this one is so much more green toned, and obviously it's matte, so they are very, very different. Okay, the next one on the slide is St. Clair. This one is also reminds me of it because it is like a dusty blue, but this one is so different. It's a lot more like gray tone to me and a lot lighter as well, so I think the ones on the first slide are a little bit more similar. The next one on my thumb is Shape of Water. I obviously had to add it here just because it was in that water element kind of thing, but they are so different. Shape of Water, it is so much more like vibrant and neon, even though it's not really neon. It's more saturated than Drink More Water. The next one I compared it to is Frost and Starlight. Obviously I put it here because it's the same. It is a pale light blue, and I just thought you guys might be interested to see it being compared to Drink More Water, but it is obviously so different. And the last one that I put here is Baloo. I don't know why, I just felt like maybe you guys would be interested in seeing like a different type of Finnish blue, and plus it does remind me a little bit, even though Baloo is a little bit more green toned than Drink More Water. Okay, obviously I do have some bottle comparisons for Drink More Water, so let's go ahead and get started. This is Mediterranean Summer. This is Blue Moon. This one I beat myself up about it because I should have put it in the comparison, but this one is next to Our Mermaid's Not Sweet. Here it is next to Big Fish. Just for funsies, I wanted to add Spanglish next to it because it is a very silver metallic kind of polish. This is next to Pool Boy. Here it is next to Butterfly Milk. This is next to Princeling. This is next to Cancer. Here it is next to Ever After. Here it is next to Misfit Toys. And lastly, I put it next to Cold Turkey. The next one on the collection is called Don't Breathe My Air. Don't Breathe My Air is described as a deep royal purple nail polish with a fine silvery violet shimmer and magnetic finish. I love my purples, so when I saw this I was so excited. I love how fast they dry. I will mention that. I don't know if that has to do with the finish, that they're like very shimmery or what it is, but I love it that they dry so fast. They are just gorgeous, shimmery, and it looks so beautiful when it's magnetized. Okay, if you guys are seeing the comparisons, the first one that I compared it to is Brujita. This was like one of my first ones that I saw, and I'm like, oh my god, this needs to be like in the comparisons, if not like the first one, and I just had to put it as the first one because I thought they look so similar. They have that same kind of finish with the very shimmery purpliness, so I just, you know, I had to put it here. But obviously Brujita is a lot more pigmented. It does have more of like a deeper base color to it, where Don't Breathe My Air, it is just like taken over by that silvery, shimmery, metallic kind of look. The one I have in my thumb is Nebula. This one was also one that I'm like, I have to do it here, and I was so surprised when I put them together because I didn't realize how different they were. Obviously they are both very extremely shimmery light purples, but I think what makes it the biggest of a difference is Nebula has like that blue shiftiness to it, so it does make a difference. So if you do have Nebula and you haven't gotten Don't Breathe My Air, I feel like you guys would love it because it is similar, but it is very different also. The next one I compared it to is Lavender Latte. I'm always surprised how like pinky Lavender Latte is, but that's kind of what like pushed it maybe to be here because it is a lot more pinky than you would typically think of like a purpley lavender. I also feel like Lavender Latte is like a non-shimmery version of Don't Breathe My Air because they are so similar in the color toneness of it. And lastly, I had to put Sherry. I feel like I put Sherry in so many different comparisons. Sherry is obviously like more of a pinky silver kind of thing, like a pale pink. Don't Breathe My Air is so much more purpley, so if you guys like that silvery metallic kind of colors, you will love Don't Breathe My Air. Okay, on the next slide, the first one that I put is Trust and Pixie Dust. Even though they are obviously very different, I did want to put it here because it does fall in that very light purple category. But obviously you guys can see how the gold yellowy shimmers completely take over Trust and Pixie Dust, so you guys have nothing to worry about. The one on my thumb is Siren Songs, and I wanted to put it here as well because it's very glittery and all that, but Siren Songs is a lot more pinky tone than Don't Breathe My Air, so it's very different. The next one I compared it to is Tiny is Mighty. I definitely wanted to put this one in the comparison just because, like I've said, it's a very light purple and it's full of like little cute shimmers, but to me Tiny is Mighty is a bit more saturated, and obviously the finishes are different, but if you do have Tiny is Mighty, I feel like you guys would love Don't Breathe My Air. And lastly, I compared it to Mozart. I don't know why I was gravitated towards this one because I feel now that I see it looking back, there's other colors that I probably should have put here, but I don't know what it was about Mozart. I feel like obviously they look very different because Mozart is a lot darker and it's not shimmery and all that, but I feel like if you tone down Don't Breathe My Air, it'll start looking a lot more similar to Mozart. So if you guys do nail art or mix and match your nail polishes, I think those two would be such a cool combination. Okay, so for this one, I have quite a few bottle comparisons just because I feel like there is a lot of hybrids in Lights Lacquer, and to me, Don't Breathe My Air is a bit of a hybrid. So I'm gonna show you guys all different types of purples or pink and purpley polishes. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one here is Burberry, which probably should have made it to the comparison, but I hope this helps. This is with the One Wear. Here it is next to Spring Court. This is next to Easy Bake. Here is We Come to Party. Okay, this one is a little weird, but I did want to add So Long Loverboy just in case anybody was curious. This is next to Frenchie. Here it is next to Jukebox Baby. This is next to Carola Bear. This is next to Lilac Wine. Here it is next to Super Freak, which should have definitely made it to the comparison. This is next to Bah Humbug. This is next to Sea Nymph. Here it is next to Dear Diary. Here it is to True Love's Kiss. And lastly, this is next to Drama Queen. Okay, the next one in the collection is called What on Earth? What on Earth is described as a deep emerald green nail polish with a fine silvery green shimmer and magnetic finish. Y'all already know, if you guys are not new here, how I feel about my greens, and this one is just gorgeous. I love how it's like a teal kind of shimmery. I love emerald, obviously. Anything that is emerald, teal, green, I am here for it, and it looks absolutely beautiful when it's magnetized as well. I had a lot of fun doing this comparison just because it's such a pretty color. So when I was comparing this, I had no idea what I really gravitated towards, but once I started comparing them to other polishes, I was so shocked to see how similar Eat My Shorts were. I feel like they are both in the same realm of bluey green kind of colors. I still feel like Eat My Shorts is a tiny bit more green tone than What on Earth, but they are so similar, it's almost impossible to tell the difference. Obviously the biggest difference is the finish, but if you guys are into colors like Eat My Shorts, you are going to love What on Earth. The next one that I compared it to is Pisces, and that is also the same description that I just said about Eat My Shorts. And this one is just a tiny bit lighter than Eat My Shorts and What on Earth. So those three, I just feel like they are so beautiful. The next one that I compared it to is Pocket World. Also one of the ones that I'm okay, I definitely need to compare it to it because it is very similar. I think the only and the biggest difference is the finish, but besides that, I feel like they are almost identical in the sense of the color of it, but maybe What on Earth is a little bit more blue toned, but besides that, I feel like they are almost identical. And the last one for this light is I'm Just a Girl. I wanted to put it here because it is a light greeny color, but you guys can obviously tell how much more yellow toned it is than What on Earth. It makes What on Earth look a lot more blue toned, so it is very different. The first one for this slide is Our Mermaid's Not Sweet, and I was so surprised how similar they were, but obviously you guys can tell that Our Mermaid's Not Sweet has a little bit more of a yellowy greeny tone to it than What on Earth. I just feel like What on Earth is a lot more bluey teal than Our Mermaid's Not Sweet. The next one on my thumb is Cold Turkey. Obviously they are very similar in the tone of the green paleness of it, but I think Cold Turkey is a bit more gray toned than What on Earth. What on Earth is a little bit more vibrant in the color. It's a little bit more of a teal, bluey greeny than Cold Turkey. So that's the biggest difference. The next one that I compared it to is Secret Garden. This one is very different. You can obviously tell Secret Garden is a lot more pale. It's less bluey than What on Earth. It definitely feels more springy than What on Earth. The last one for this slide is Pool Boy, and obviously Pool Boy is a lot more blue toned. I think I remember saying that this one reminds me of a Sen Noodles shimmery version, so it's very much like that. So for these bottle comparisons, I don't have as much as I did for Don't Breathe My Air, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, starting off, this is just for funsies, but I did want to put it here again. Spanglish next to What on Earth, just so you guys can see how silvery Spanglish is compared to the other ones. This is next to Emerald. Here it is next to Bedtime Bear. This is next to Virgo, even though I know it looks a little weird, but Virgo is like a teal greeny kind of color, so definitely wanted to put it up here. This is with the Restricted section. Here it is with Old Money. Here it is with Wish Bear. This is with Letty, or Bearded Woman now. Here it is with We Were on a Break. This is Mediterranean Summer. And lastly, this was Peppermint Patty. And the last and final polish from this collection is called Playing with Fire. Playing with Fire is described as a copper red nail polish with a purple opalescent shift, fine copper shimmer, and magnetic finish. I was honestly so surprised how much I ended up loving this color. Because if you guys know, I'm not usually a red kind of nail person, but I do love my corals, I do love my oranges, so I guess like the mixture of all of that together just made me really love Playing with Fire. And then after seeing it shift when I did the magnetic effect to it, oh my god, I loved it even more. It is so, so beautiful. Okay, if you're seeing the comparisons, the first one that I compared it to is How to Quit You. I was so shocked that this one was my number one, just because I would have never imagined this being here at all. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like that corally, orangey kind of thing, even though How to Quit You is a lot more brown toned, but I would like to say that they are very similar in a sense. Obviously, Playing with Fire is super shimmery, but I just thought it was very, very similar. The next one on my thumb is Alyssa, and the same kind of applies to this. Alyssa is a lot brighter, so I feel like it is a little bit more similar than How to Quit You, but it's obviously different in its own different way. The next one that I compared it to is Which We Call a Rose, which, like, in a weird sense, I feel like it's a little bit more similar than the other two, but it's not, because I think it's a lot more saturated. It's like a blend between Alyssa, How to Quit You, and Which We Call a Rose. And the last one for this slide is Clean Freak. Obviously they are very different, but there was something about Clean Freak that I'm like, I should put it here, just because maybe it has like that pinky, like that softness to it. I just thought it was similar. And also Clean Freak has like a little bit of like a pink corally kind of shimmers to it, so I think that's what really made sold it for me to put it here. On the next slide, the first one that I put is Fairy Floss. I love these kind of combination pink guava kind of colors, so I think that's why I ended up putting it here. Obviously, Fairy Floss is a lot more pinky, and the shimmers are thicker, they're chunkier, and they're only silver. So they don't look similar from like a first glance, but when you really look into it deeply, I think you can start seeing the similarities. The next one that I compared it to is True Love's Kiss. This one is pretty different, even though they do have like a very shimmery finish to it. True Love's Kiss to me is a lot more like purpley toned. Obviously it has like coral, orangey, pinky kind of tones to it, but I think the biggest difference is that it's more purpley. The next one that I compared it to is Leo, which I think this was one of my first top, like I have to compare it to this one, just because Leo is like a fiery, coral, orangey, red kind of color. And they are very similar in that sense, but Leo does have rainbow shimmeriness to it, and it's like a lot thicker of a glittery kind of polish. But color-wise, I think it's the same, just that Leo is like a more saturated version of Playing with Fire. And the last one that I compared it to is Amor, which sometimes I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done Amor, but there was something about it that just made me gravitate towards Amor. I think it's just like the pinkiness of it, even though it's not a coral, it's not red or anything like that, but there's just something that is similar to it. I just can't put my finger on it. I think it's just like a darker version of Playing with Fire, so that's like the best way that I can describe it. So I hope this one actually helped you guys out too. Okay, so out of the whole collection, I can safely say this one is the one with the most bottle comparisons, just because I feel like it is a hybrid of so many different colors, and I did want to show you guys everything that I have. So let's go ahead and get started. Some of them are gonna be weird, like this one. This one is next to We Come to Party. This is next to Marie or Macaron. This is Strawberry Boba. This one is weird, but I did want to put it next to Saddle Up so you guys can see the redness of it. Here it is next to Order Up. This is next to A Mysterious Affair. This is next to Go-Go Boots. Here it is next to Follies and Nonsense. This is Pinky Promise. Here it is next to Just a Tint. Here it is next to Rose Quartz. This is next to Toot Sweets. This is next to Whiskey Neat. Here it is next to Cheer Bear. This is next to Let Them Eat Cake. Here it is next to Candy Clouds. Here it is next to Mamey. This is next to Strawberry Frosting. This is next to Palm Springs. This is next to Witchling, which I probably should have put it, but you guys can see the bit of a difference that they have. Here's another weird one, but I did want to put Un Poco Coco next to it. And to finish it off, I wanted to do a fire sign, and this one is next to Aries. Okay, moving on to the ranking, which to me, this one's pretty surprising, like a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. The spiel I always say when I hit this section of the video. The last one is not because I hate it, it's just I think about it in the sense that which one would I gravitate towards the least in my everyday life. So with that being said, my last place gonna have to go to Drink More Water. It makes me so sad because like looking at the videos and the comparisons and pictures, oh my god, it is such a gorgeous blue, like a beautiful silvery blue, and I love silver, so it really sucks to put it this low, but it had to go to someone. So yeah, this is my last place. My third place, it also makes me sad because I truly love this polish, but it's gonna have to go to Don't Breathe My Air. I love my purples. I think after green, purple is my favorite color, so it really hurts me to put it here, but it has to go to Don't Breathe My Air. All right, my top two, it's a bit of a struggle because I kind of want to like play them back and forth because I'm not sure. Like it depends on my mood, the day and everything. But there was some point in doing the comparisons and everything that I'm just like, I really like my number one. So my number two is gonna have to go, unfortunately, to What on Earth. Literally, what on earth? Like I always, you guys know me, I'm a green girl, so for sure I thought this would be my number one, and it is, but it's not. Like I have to put it somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But I love it so much. It's so cute. I love how shimmery and like teal green it is, but yeah, unfortunately this is my number two. And if you haven't guessed it by now, my number one is gonna go to Playing with Fire. There was just something about this color. I don't know what it is. I fell in love with it and I just thought it was so beautiful. I love the fieriness of it. I love the name. I love it when it's magnetized as well. So overall, I just think it's such a beautiful like coral orangey kind of color, and I love it so much. It's so beautiful. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe. I am so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, and definitely don't forget to give this a like. Please be on the lookout for more Lights Lacquer content, missing videos. They are gonna come, I promise you. They might be popping up randomly, random collections as well, not aligned with the season we're in, so just be aware. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified also. But thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you on the next one.